Welcome back to Make Me a Fan. I am Jefferson, Alonzo, Greene. That's the J to the A to the G, aka the Jag, and I'm sitting next to
the Encyclopedia Pete Trerice.
Mr. Prolific and Gifted himself, and he is bringing yet another recommendation to the Jag, the former WWE Homer. He's trying to expand the Jag's horizons, trying to show me the world like freaking Aladdin and Jasmine. And today we're watching a Ladder Wars match?
Absolutely. So I figured we have to, so we've seen some Impact. We've seen some modern WWE, Absolutely. But now we needed to show you the stars of WrestleMania and NXT back in the day at Ring of Honor.
Okay, so this is like before they were stars.
Absolutely. All of a sudden, there's another huge blood feud that at some point we'll have to get into. You're going to learn about El Generico and Kevin Steen and how they used to tag together.
Okay.
And that it was awesome, but then they've got some bad blood. And at this point, this is the blow off to all of their static.
All right, so El Generico, that's his official ring name. Mm-hmm. Okay. And Kevin Steen, aka Kevin Owens in the WWE, who we all love.
And El Generico is going to look like somebody else we know, but I swear it's not him. But he does have ginger. He is a ginger, but he doesn't speak at all. So
all right.
I don't know.
Well, we're going to check it out, and we will let you know what we think maybe about halfway through the match.
Sounds good.
Is there a redonkulous high spot like what we saw the other day?
Oh, there's a couple.
There are a couple ridiculous
There's a couple, and when we get to the end, you're just going to go, oh my Lanta.
All right, well, we're going to check it out, and we will be back in just a few minutes. Where can they watch this? Honor Club?
This is definitely on Honor Club, and if it's in YouTube, we'll also put it in the links below.
Somewhere up here if it's on YouTube. If not, you better get yourself to Honor Club, because I have a feeling this is going to be good. See you in a few minutes. We're about halfway through this ridiculously awesome Ladder Wars match. I would just call it a ladder match, but it's Ladder Wars in Ring of Honor.
Absolutely. They've trashed at least, what, 3 or 4?
Yes.
3 or 4 decent-sized
Kevin Steen, I'm sorry, is a super heavyweight, and those ladders are not rated for his weight. He's bent and broken a couple of those ladders so far.
What about El Generico, the generic luchador?
I would break those ladders too, is what I was going to say. But yeah, honestly, El Generico is fan-freaking-tastic. I'm a fan of El Generico, and I'll tell you what, man, a couple things. Can I just kind of let the Jag go for a second? All right. First and foremost, as we're getting to this match, we see the end of the tag team match. And those belts were beautiful. Man, Ring of Honor belts are pretty damn good looking.
Oh, yeah.
Secondly, this place is packed. There are thousands of people at this event, which is a little bit strange to me because back in September, I was supposed to go to Ring of Honor in Las Vegas. I actually bought a ticket. Circumstances beyond my control made it so that I couldn't go, but man, they couldn't give those tickets away. Ring of Honor now is like a swap meet, and what we're watching on this thing is like a super mall. Like this is, come on, man, what happened?
Well, so the other thing is, Bix actually pointed out that they recently ran a show in that building and could not sell it out, so they ended up pushing everybody forward in their seats. So even if you bought the top one in the nosebleed, they push you right to the front.
Okay. Well,
so, but that's a different problem for Ring of Honor to kind of resolve. But yes, they've sold out that building a long time. ECW ran in that building forever as well.
Yeah.
And if you remember that WWE went back during the WWE CW years, when they did the one night stand, they also did them in this building. So this is the building where it said, if John Cena wins, we riot.
Oh yeah, if Cena wins, we riot.
If Cena, that's this building.
But hold on, because I've heard it said by some people not nearly as knowledgeable as the Encyclopedia that the reason that freaking Ring of Honor is struggling now is because of AEW. Is that accurate?
I think that there's a large cross-pollination in the audience just because there were a lot of talent that was at Ring of Honor.
Okay.
And All In was produced by Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor did the rights to that.
But AEW didn't steal away their best talent.
Not necessarily. No, their contracts were up and left, but there's a very large majority of the people that were Ring of Honor stars that are now at AEW and are top stars.
Now, don't we have some people this year whose contracts are expiring in Ring of Honor? Like Mr. Marty Scurll, right?
Marty Scurll.
And a couple other people.
Shane Taylor.
Oh, yes.
Colt Cabana.
They did my man Shane Taylor dirty. Let's just keep it real. Anyway, Colt Cabana, yes, there's a few people. But this match is freaking fantastic. We've seen a couple of really cool spots. The one thing I will say is Kevin Owens never takes a minute off. Kevin Steen, I'm sorry. He's always working. He's always telling the story. He's just grabbing the boot as El Generico tries to ascend the ladder.
Yeah,
you know?
He's just there, just present.
Yeah.
Always part of the match.
And that one spot you were talking about that they do a lot, whereas what was that? It wasn't the half Nelson suplex.
Yeah, no, it was
like a
yeah, it was kind of like a German suplex, like a belly to belly. But yeah, it's this exploding suplex, and it looks brutal.
On the ladder, it looks freaking amazing. I mean, it got a pop out of me.
Oh, for sure. And then obviously, I was telling Jag, you've seen this several times in WWE matches with Sami Zayn, eerily with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Okay, yeah.
Not that El Generico at all.
No, they're not related at all.
But it's eerie that I saw that one other time on the network.
It's like deja vu. It feels familiar. You know what they say? They say if you have deja vu, it's a glitch in the matrix. So something must have happened. I don't know exactly what happened, but El Generico is giving me a little bit of Sami Zayn vibes. I don't know, but it's fan-freaking-tastic because these guys are brutal. They're going for it. They're telling a good story. And there's been a couple of good spots so far. I mean, I know El Generico was up on the ladder. Sami Zayn knocked him off, and he hit his head right on the turnbuckle. That was cool. I mean, it's a pretty great match. The crowd's into it. I feel like commentary's lacking a little bit, but as you said, they've been working for like 3 hours. So we give them a pass. But the crowd is into it. They're chanting ROH and pounding on the freaking barricade.
And that's the difference is like, so now that you're seeing a Ring of Honor match, they don't have the barricades like WWE or just the regular metal ones.
Yeah.
They actually have those wooden Ring of Honor signs.
Yeah, that's
and like
cool.
You'll start to see this in more and more Ring of Honor matches that like they use that as a weapon. That like if we're brawling on the outside and I have the advantage, I'm going to take you and I'm going to whip you as hard as I can, and that becomes like a Ring of Honor staple that we'll probably see in other matches.
All right, very cool. So far, Ladder Wars is delivering. El Generico's kicking some butt. Kevin Steen is kicking some butt. And I'm entertained. I'm a fan so far. So,
awesome.
How much is left in this match?
I'd say probably about 15 minutes.
All right, now if you're watching on Honor Club, where are we? We just finished that suplex onto the ladder. Kevin Steen looks like he's on, Dream Street, and he's trying to keep El Generico from climbing the ladder. So if you're following along, that's where we are. And we're gonna go back and watch the end of this match. We will come back, let you know what the Jag thinks. The Encyclopedia will drop some more pearls of knowledge and wisdom. So we just finished Ladder Wars. What year is that, 2012?
2012.
2012, so from 7 freaking years ago, and this was as brutal and as entertaining of a ladder match as what we just saw at freaking TLC. Don't you think?
100%.
I mean, look, if you want to talk about a package pile driver off of a 15-foot ladder, I guess he wasn't quite at the top of the 15-foot
ladder. A sandwich ladder, but at least 9 or 10 feet up.
Yeah, for real. Through not one, but 2 ladders? This is the match for you. If that's the kind of violence and brutality that you desire, you sick, twisted animal, you're gonna love this match.
100% agree. I can't, guys, the reason I'm smiling, I love this match. This definitely makes my top 10 or top 25 of the decade.
Yes.
Just because this match caused El Generico to go back to Mexico and never wrestle again.
Never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again.
I mean, look, we're not that far from Tijuana, but El Generico, I mean, if we go down there, maybe we could find him. But
we might find him at the auditorium, but I don't know. As you say, he's always busy with the kids. But one day I would love to see El Generico.
You know what? If El Generico ever made a comeback, if he ever returned, I personally would be in line with cash in hand to watch El Generico do his thing. Now, Kevin Steen, aka Kevin Owens, he looks about the same, doesn't he? He looks about the same age. He looks about the same build.
Sure. No, I was going to say, so at this point, this is him getting the run at the end before he goes to NXT in 2014.
Okay. Did he already know he's going to NXT at this point or no?
Not yet. So about this time or so, I would say Sami Zayn gets signed to FSW in Florida, the FCW, before it became NXT.
Okay. All right.
But as you say, Sami Zayn showed up about a year before Kevin Owens made it to NXT.
Interesting. All right. And then, of course, we know what happened there.
Yeah. Pop-up powerbomb. And so for me, just as a quick aside, the network had come around, guys, and at this point, I'd start watching NXT, and this is the stuff that made me fall in love with NXT.
All right.
And fall in love with wrestling again.
See,
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Steen, a.k.a. Kevin Owens, has a hard time keeping friends, it seems. Kevin Owens is not a man you want to befriend because at some point, you're going to get powerbombed or pile drove or something.
Or go through a Geritron 5000.
Yes, that's also an option. Now, Kevin Owens, I think, is one of the most underrated talents in the WWE today.
Oh, for sure. He's a top 3. He's a top 3 of this decade.
He got kind of a throwaway championship run, right before the Goldberg run. Was it right before or was it right after?
What, the Universal.
Yeah, whatever. It was okay. But Kevin Owens deserves some limelight.
His NXT title run was phenomenal.
Okay. Yeah, I got to go back and watch that.
So the NXT stuff in 2004, and that's one of those things that we'll end up doing, guys. I'm going to make Jag sit down and we're going to watch like the original NXT pay-per-views. And he's going to see people like Pac on there. He's going to see people like Cesaro on there. And there's a Cesaro match from NXT that is just, it easily is also one of my matches of the decade. And then you're talking about a show that was,
You know the way to my Cesaro loving heart. I do love me some Cesaro, and I would love to see whatever match you're talking about, because anything with Cesaro, it's fan-freaking-tastic. Now, you told me while we were watching this match, you were going to gush about, is it Jimmy Jacobs?
Yeah, so as we were talking about the Geritron 5000 that Kevin Owens had with the Festival of Friendship, that was all written by Jimmy Jacobs.
Okay.
So after that happened, I didn't have a full appreciation until I go back and I start watching all the stuff with Scum, with Steve Corino, Jimmy Jacobs, and Kevin Steen.
Okay, yeah.
And now that makes me fully appreciate even more how good the Festival of Friendship stuff with Chris Jericho was.
So if somebody like myself doesn't understand the trajectory of Mr. Jimmy Jacobs, can you give us the Reader's Digest version so that the people at home can know who he is and what to watch for and can appreciate him the way that the Encyclopedia does?
Sure, absolutely. So the first point I would definitely make is watch early Jimmy Jacobs on Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Very, very solid, amazing stuff. All of the stuff from 2011 through like 2014, there's a faction called Scum. It becomes a whole story arc around Kevin Steen being Ring of Honor champion.
Okay.
Going from being a heel to a babyface and then beating Scum to save Ring of Honor. So really cool story, and then Kevin ends up leaving to go to NXT.
All right.
That's point one. And then the Festival of Friendship stuff at WWE, kind of all that work with Kevin got him into WWE.
Nice.
So I would watch that stuff. And then point three would be watch all the stuff in Impact, because unfortunately WWE and Jimmy parted ways when he decided to do the march with the Young Bucks in Ontario at SmackDown.
Okay.
And that caused him to be released from WWE. So since then, he's been at Impact. And guys, if you like anything on Impact, that's Jimmy, Don Callis, some of those guys that have been putting all that stuff, all that great stuff together.
Cool. So let me get this straight. So Jimmy Jacobs was a worker. He was a wrestler.
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
He was part of Scum. I saw him take a pretty good bump at the end of that tag match. So he's getting worked. He's doing his thing, looking pretty good in the ring. I think he had a little swag. I like what he was doing. Sure. Then, of course, you told me he went to the WWE
as a writer.
And was a writer and was in charge of the whole Jericho Kevin Owens story arc, which was pretty darn entertaining. And then, for whatever reason, he did something with the Young Bucks. He got fired from the WWE.
And now he's been at Impact.
And now he's at Impact. What's his role at Impact?
He's a head writer at Impact.
Head writer. So if you like what's going on at Impact between Brian Cage, Sami Callahan, Tessa Blanchard, all that stuff, you got to give credit to Mr. Jimmy Jacobs because he sounds like the man with the plan.
For sure. And then there's also Scott D'Amore that's there.
Okay.
And some of the other people, Josh Matthews, that helped put a lot of this together. They're part of that team that developed it.
All right.
But yeah, you have quality, high-end programming on Impact. Thank you, Jimmy Jacobs.
All right, well, the Jag is getting his Impact education because Impact is a company that I would like to be a little closer to if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
For sure.
So I think this match was a great introduction to, maybe not introduction, but I guess, introduction to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens' original plate of work, El Generico / Sami Zayn or whoever. Ladder Wars,
yeah.
And then Jimmy Jacobs.
And some awesome title belts.
Oh, yeah.
So, Encyclopedia.
Yes, sir.
We're doing another video tomorrow, right?
We are.
Okay, and how can they make sure they don't miss a video?
So there's a subscribe button that's like down this way, guys. If you use that bionic elbow.
Yes, sir.
And then also kick the bell, ring the bell.
Yeah.
You'll get notifications because at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. every single day.
Pacific.
Yes, Pacific. Noon Eastern. On your lunch break, we put out new content. We are prolific and gifted. Prolific meaning we produce a lot of content and we are gifted because I like to think we're pretty darn entertaining.
Absolutely.
The Encyclopedia Pete Trerice is the most knowledgeable man on two legs. The Jag, I'm not nearly as knowledgeable, but you know what? I got a loud mouth and I'm told I can be entertaining at times. So come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time for yet another awesome video.
We're gonna watch some Ladder Wars. We're gonna watch one more Ladder Wars.
One more Ladder Wars?
Yeah.
All right, we got more ladders, more kicking butt. Is this to cleanse the palate from TLC?
I think so. Because it was good, but
it could have been better. It could have been better. All right, so come back tomorrow. I'm the Jag. He's the Encyclopedia. We are Make Me a Fan. Follow us at Make Me a Fan 316 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we will see you tomorrow.